Good morning, friends. Today, let us try to understand Chapter 10, Dr. C.V. Raman, the celebrated genius. Let us first try to see introduction that is displayed on your screen. The essay has two parts: a biographical sketch of Dr. C.V. Raman and his belief in oneness of nature and science, expressed in a speech which he delivered to the students of Agra University in 1950s. In 1950s, he delivered a speech to the students of Agra University where he discussed oneness of nature and science. And this essay is based on just two ideas. First, we will try to understand Dr. C.V. Raman, and another thing is that he is discussed in the speech his belief in oneness of nature and science. Okay, friends, first let us see a little bit about C.V. Raman. Dr. C.V. Raman won the world's most prestigious award, the Nobel Prize in Physics, in 1930, when he discovered why the water of Mediterranean Sea was blue. In 1930, he was able to get Nobel Prize in Physics on this particular issue, the issue of why the water of Mediterranean Sea was dark blue. Apart from Nobel Prize, Raman was conferred Bharat Ratna in 1954. In 1924, he made the Fellow of Royal Society of London. In 1929, he was conferred the knighthood by the British government. He won the International Lenin Prize in 1957. All these dates are important where you can understand, he got number of awards. He was rewarded, he was appreciated by different organizations. In 1930, okay, he got Nobel Prize. As I said, on the issue of Mediterranean Sea, why it is, dark blue. On this particular question, he discovered the theory behind it. And in 1954, Bharat Ratna. In 1924, he was made the Fellow of Royal Society of London. In 1929, he was conferred the knighthood, a very important award, by the British government. In 1957, won International Lenin Prize. He set up the Raman Institute. He died on November 21, 1970. His mortal remains were consigned to flames in the camps of an institute itself, as per his wishes. No plaque or monument marks the spot, just a solitary tree. A very wonderful personality of Asia, of the continent. His when he died, you can understand, just a solitary tree. There's just a remark of solitary tree where you will find this is, his personal wishes as he intended. Okay, now let us see what is all in the lesson. First, we will today discuss the summary, and when we discuss the summary, in other words, you are understanding the entire lesson. During a long voyage to Europe in 1921, as a representative of the Calcutta University to a science conference, C.V. Raman wondered why the water of Mediterranean Sea was such a dark shade of blue. In 1921, when he was on a long voyage to Europe, he was just acting as a representative of Calcutta University in order to attend a science conference. C.V. Raman wondered why the water of Mediterranean Sea was dark shade of blue. if he find, during the voyage, that the water of Mediterranean Sea was dark shade of blue. After 7 years, Raman's research on this issue, why the water of Mediterranean Sea is such a dark blue, won him the Nobel Prize in 1930. Dr. C.V. Raman was born in an Orthodox South Indian Brahmin family in 1888 in Tamil Nadu. He passed his matriculation at the age of 11 and he graduated at the age of 15. Here you can understand a precocious child, an extraordinary talented student, passed his matriculation at the age of 11, just 11, and he graduated at the age of 15. We are startled to know this. At the age of 15, he graduated, and at the age of 11, he did his matriculation. His health deterred him from going abroad for further studies. It is basically a European physicist, physical doctor, and he basically denied because he was too young. He said that Dr. C.V. Raman cannot tolerate the climatic, change in Europe. After completing his master's degree, he took up a job in Calcutta as an assistant accountant general. When he did his master's, after that, he took up a job in Calcutta as an assistant accountant general. But his interest in science did not decrease. Science was considered to be the passion for Dr. C.V. Raman. He would spend most of his spare time in the laboratory of Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. Soon he resigned his job to work as a professor of physics on the smaller salary. He denied to get, enough salary when he was working as an assistant accountant general. He denied it. Why? Because he has a passion to work for physics, for science, and because when he took the job as professor of physics, at that time he was given smaller salary than if you will make comparison with assistant accountant general. But he did his job there. Very soon the world came to know about C.V. Raman's achievement. Raman had very deep love for his country. He suffered a nervous breakdown while receiving Nobel Prize from King Gustav when he realized that he was standing under the Union Jack and not the Indian tricolor. He felt humiliated within himself when he find he is receiving a Nobel Prize, but he didn't find the Indian tricolor, the Indian flag there. That's why he feel very sad. Dr. C.V. Raman always wore a typical Madrasi turban and dress, by which Rutherford recognized him in the large gathering. Otherwise, in England, what happened? In Europe, you have different dresses, and C.V. Raman has wore Madrasi turban and dress. Because of this Madrasi turban and dress, Rutherford recognized him that he is C.V. Raman, who is staying at the back, at the back of the audience. Then he called him to come to the front. He recognized it because of his typical Madrasi turban and dress. Raman delivered his famous speech to the students of Agra University in 1950. In his speech, he expressed his belief in oneness of nature and science. In this particular speech, he expressed his belief in oneness of nature and science. He told the students that he had to face hardships like extreme poverty and misery in life. According to Raman, in order to achieve something, one has to go through ups and downs in life. When Raman delivered that speech to the students of Agra University in 1950s, he told them that he has his own background is he has suffered poverty. He knows what is misery in life. He has lot of ups and downs in his life. He has very difficult times. He has hardships in his life. Despite all that, what happens? Success in life. Now this is very important. Success in life comes to those who have got their minds right and know their job, who know their role, and whose minds are, towards the right direction, who think right, who think positive, and who work for it. But they should not be disappointed if they do not succeed. Sometimes what happens? You are a hard worker. Despite your hard work, you do not get the post which you acquire, which is basically suitable for you. Dr. Raman says they should not get disappointed if they don't succeed. Raman loved to enjoy the common things in life, like sleeping after a walk in the evening. These are very, natural things, very common things. A good lunch or a good dinner. He likes this. He liked and was appreciative of things like fields, the smell of jawar or ragi, and babul flowers. He likes all these things. Walking through the field, smelling jawar or ragi, and smell of bubble flowers, or looking at the bubble flowers. He is drawn towards all these things. These are quite natural things. That's why oneness of nature. He also appreciated nature's wonderful gifts, her marvelous originality, her resourcefulness, and her infinite variety. Now, when you see normally, nature has given you each and everything, but the idea is how to appreciate it, how to understand the nature. He studied science because he felt that it was a kind of worship of this great goddess nature of which we are a part. He studied science. Why he studied science? Because he felt that it was a kind of worship of this great goddess nature of which we are a part. Then, while delivering the speech to the students of Agra University, he said, patriotism boils down from the love of earth. We are of the earth. When we die, we return to the earth, dust to dust, ash to ash. The human body, whether cremated or buried, returns to the earth. Dear friends, now these are very interesting lines and the lines of wisdom, where you can understand his view, patriotic view. What is his view about patriotism? He does not mean patriotism simply, is confined to the love of a country. He says a person is patriotic. It boils down to the love of the earth. When you love the earth, it is considered to be you are patriotic to the entire, earth. We are of the earth. When we die, we return to the earth. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, right? The human body, whether cremated or buried, in both cases, what happens? Each and every person has to return to the earth. That means, what is our job? Our job is that we must tend the earth, we must sustain the earth. What he says, this good earth sustains us. On earth grows green grass, which the cows eat, and which in turn gives milk for consumption of both vegetarians and non-vegetarians. For both, milk is very important for all. Now he says, it is because of the earth, because of earth, what happens? Green grass grows on it, and then that particular grass is eaten by our cows, and then in turn we receive milk. Ultimately, it is the earth and the things that grows upon it that sustain us and make human life possible. Human life is possible because of the things that earth grows. Ultimately, the love of the land means the love of the earth, which has borne us and which sustains us. It is the duty of everyone to tend to the earth by being sure that something grows on it. Now, this is his patriotic view. In his view, according to Dr. C.V. Raman, you can understand his patriotism is not confined to a specific area, to a particular region. He has a very broad view. When he says earth, it means the entire globe, across the globe. You have to, tend the earth. When you tend the earth, what will happen? You can grow each and everything in the earth. And in return, you get relief. You are relieved to, get number of things out of the earth. And which ultimately nourishes you. That is his point of view with regard to the earth. And then at the last, what he says, see again these lines. Ultimately, the love for the land means the love of the earth. Love for the land means the love of the earth, which has borne us and which sustains us, and that is reality. Okay. Now see some other lines. Dr. C.V. Raman said that human beings may or may not show us gratitude if we do them any good. But if you talk of plants, they never fail to repay us. Plants will always pay us. They will never fail to repay us. If you talk of human beings, there may be possibilities that they show us gratitude, and there may be possibilities they must not show us gratitude. Dr. C.V. Raman at that time, in standing up in front of his audience, appreciating the situations and then speaking to them heart to heart, he never wanted to thrust his advice on others. Dr. C.V. Raman says that he is not, he does not believe on manuscript, that are made beforehand. You are making speeches beforehand and then delivering them by reading papers. But his speech is heart to heart speech. Whatever he has in his heart, he wants to make the direct contact with his audience. Using his very lucid words, using his very colloquial speech, and his speech has a lot of emotions and passions connected with it. Students, we will try to understand its further areas, further parameters in the next lesson. Till then, goodbye.